It is Thursday, October 1st, 2015, and you are tuned in to Throwback Thursday Review. I'm Edwin at Player2 Reviews, and also known as Mr. Valesbian on Xbox and on Twitter as well. Let's cover Dead Rising 3, one of the very first launch titles for the Xbox One. Dead Rising 3 was the first title I bought on my Xbox One, so it's near and dear to my heart. Just playing it brings back awesome memories of my first ever time being able to buy and own a console on day one. With that said, Dead Rising 3 was a blast to play then, and that statement still rings true now. If you have never played this series before, each entry has followed a character stuck in a zombie-filled quarantine in a race against the clock. Unlike the past titles, Dead Rising 3 was much more laid back. The clock of impending doom does not creep down your neck and allows much more time to explore the big world and play as you please. With hundreds and hundreds of zombies on screen at any given time, never in the series has there been so much opportunity for bloody destruction. There's tons of customization options, weapons, vehicles, clothes, everything goofy that everyone loves about the series. Tons of new weapon equipment, things like that, just different combinations. They really went all out with this one. It takes place in Los Perdidos, which is loosely based on a Los Angeles type structure, and follows Nick Santos, a mechanic who gets stuck in this mess. As we come to find out later in the game, he is actually immune to the virus, which makes basically him the bitch of the city. He runs all the errands around, and being immune, everybody wants him to get the jobs done. Just like in titles before, you could rescue citizens in need of your help, but unlike in titles before, this one you could bring them with you and enlist them, and with given perks, even if they die, you could use them again. So you could bring companions with you. This game also brings back the co-op of the other titles, like the second entry in the series. But this co-op is full story mode. You don't have no restrictions. It's not just a free play. The player can play with you and experience the story, though it may not track on their other end. And in this one, we get a lot more vehicle use than the titles past. There's all kinds of customizations, and since he is a mechanic, you can mix two cars on the fly, which ends up being a pretty fun time. But as we see, there's all kinds of different outfits, different weapons, bringing back the classic goofiness that everyone loves. But in this entry, we do get some more serious tones. These zombies are more realistic and grislier, darker overall nature.
Really? That didn't go too well. God damn it.
As always, I love going goofy with it. What better time to do it than in a game like this? I mean, I'd rather slash zombies in a tube top or not tied flannel than in just a regular shirt. What's the point of playing video games if you can't go all out? A game like this was perfect at launch to basically show off the power of the systems. Though the graphics aren't as good as, say, other launch titles like Rise, they do show off what the system can do in terms of open world. The lighting was phenomenal, the feelings were phenomenal, they really set the tone, and as a launch date title, this game was great. Depending on how you played it, the game could have lasted anywhere from, say, 5 hours to 12 hours. There's lots of collectibles, lots of challenges, things like that, just like in past titles. The game also included 4 post-launch DLC that showed the travels of 4 other characters around the city during the same time, if not ahead of Nick's travels. Even with hundreds of zombies on screen at any given time, the frame rate always kept up. It was amazing to see that amount of NPCs on one screen at a time, and for your system to be completely smooth and let you annihilate them completely. All in all, it was a great game and a great experience. 8 out of 10.